Cheers! Today we have Gatorade as our drink of choice.
We're calling it Gatorade. No, it's really Gatorade.
And we're out here in beautiful Vermont, which we love. We're going to show you around just a moment. That's the graveyard. Yeah. And this is Town Hall, where we have a signal. So we're hoping that everything goes as planned. And we thank you so much, Sina, for playing our videos for us.
I know.
And sorry we missed the service this morning. I know we were sharing about the retreat I was at, so I'm going to share a little bit about that in a minute. But
let's get started.
Let's see what we can do here. Here we go. Can you hear? You can hear? Oh, good. There's an extra. With a 2-drink minimum. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum. We are interfaith, interspiritual, God optional. So relax and get ready for a celebration. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum. One more time now. Welcome to the church with a 2-drink minimum. Can I get an A, human? Oh, wait, we didn't do we doggies. We doggies. Can I get an A, human? A human.
All right. We have ritual around here.
Yeah.
You know? We have ritual. Ritual's important, right? Because you miss it when it's not there, right?
Truly. I know, it's so much fun.
That's why going out of town can be like traumatic and exciting, because your rituals are all upended, and you actually get to find out what your rituals, like why you do what you do, right? Because when you don't do it, things turn out differently, right?
I know.
So we're going to talk about we're going to talk about that idea, that principle that we already have, the ability to evaluate what we do, what works, what doesn't, and be able to say, am I actually doing and behaving like the thing I believe in or say I am? If I'm upset, can I use just the tools God gave me?
Yeah.
To like come to a conclusion that's actually helpful, instead of the one that it sucks to be me and I can't have what I want, right? We're gonna try.
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
That is not a fact.
That is not a fact, right? Right. That's not a fact.
Which leads me into what I wanted to share. So a little bit last week when I came back from the retreat, I shared a little bit. But honestly, over this week that I've been contemplating what we learned at the retreat, what continually sticks with me and has been a source of a tool that I've used all week, and that Glen and I were using in conjunction with a message he's going to talk about today, is what Regina said, these 3 things. Is it a fact? Is it a belief? When talking about your thoughts, when your thoughts are going on and on.
How do you examine the world?
Yeah.
And story.
Right. So is it a fact? Is it a belief? Or is it your imagination? And that has helped so much. So we tease each other now. Is that a fact?
Is that a fact? So what's the see? But stories and imagination can be good, because you can imagine the life being different. Right. Right. So it's like, my imagination is a tool for the actually stepping into something that doesn't exist yet.
Right, which is what we're doing, here with our home.
It's like I believe that we're going to have a fabulous homestead here one day. But it takes creating the conditions for it, right? It takes a daily attention to what I want in order to have the results that I'm going to be pleased with.
Yeah.
It's really, really ethical, and it works all the time.
Yeah, and so in today's message that you're going to share, she talks about reason, how to use your reason. And I thought, wow, that's really cool because it lines up with what we were talking about at the retreat. So, hi, Lana!
Yay! Glad to have you here.
I'm so glad you're here. We're here in lovely Vermont, so we wanted to share with everybody, you know. Yeah, it's really nice over here.
It is. It's beautiful. And so if bugs land on me or on the screen, we'll just have to deal with that because there's bugs everywhere over here. So,
but we're having good. It's a lovely, lovely afternoon over here. It really is very, very nice.
So I want to mention a couple of the ACIM lessons.
Oh, cool!
As we get started here.
Yeah.
But before we do that, what's the sing along?
Today,
or are we doing a sing along?
No, we are going to do a sing along. But I totally forgot to bring any of my instruments. I forgot my ukulele or anything like that.
We ran out of the house. I got off early on Friday. And we just bolted out of the house. It was like we just ran up. We gotta get to Vermont. We gotta get to
Vermont. We have to go. So we ran out of the house. I forgot my instruments. So we're gonna sing.
I forgot my hat, and I forgot my bandana, and I forgot,
So he's got a new pretty bandana.
I got my hillbilly bow tie on,
and a new little hat.
And my new hat.
Isn't that cute? So happy. Okay, so we're gonna sing a cappella. And we can do it.
I don't know that song.
It's a call and response.
Oh, it's okay. Then I will have to know this one. I can be the response.
You can be the response. And if y'all sing with us. So if you can, let's see. We got a message here. I want to check. I think it's just saying hi to Lana. Hi, Lana. Yay. Okay, cool. So here we go. Bump, 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 bump. Check it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. We will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it. For this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day. This is the day that love has made. That love has made. We will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. This is the day that love has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. Hey, this is the day that love has made. Okay, one more time. We'll do the original verse. 1, 2, 3, and this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. We will rejoice. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. For this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. And it truly is. I want to show y'all all around because it's just gorgeous. This is our beautiful graveyard in Wyndham. But just look, isn't it lovely? I hope you can see a lot of it.
We're in the woods.
Yeah, we have a lot of woods around here. So I just felt like, yeah, for sure. Isn't that nice to celebrate and to be out in the, nature that the Lord has made? Yeah, and just rejoice. Oh my goodness. It just makes me feel so good. And that was another thing about the retreat, how cool it was to be
setting.
Surrounded, by all of those amazing mountains.
We're mountain people. We love the mountains.
We love the mountains.
So we felt really, really comfortable in Colorado.
Glen has relatives in Colorado.
Denver and Akron.
Yeah. But yeah, that was an amazing trip. And so now here we are and sharing this with y'all. But let's see. We're going to
go back up. I want to go back a couple of days.
Let's go back. We're going to share some workbook lessons with you.
Okay. I want.
Very nice.
3 days ago, it was lesson 245, and she begins this. She likes the course likes to take us on a journey and like build the lessons, build on each other, like any good book does, or any good teaching does. So it begins on lesson 245 with, "Your peace is with me, Father, and I am safe." Now it's like, okay,
I like that.
I am safe because I'm not alone.
Right.
I'm safe because reality isn't frightening.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know about you, but I mean, there are times when I've been afraid.
Oh yeah.
Of course. We were driving today, looking at some beautiful bucolic settings, and like I would be looking one way, and the road would be going the other way, and I would almost drive off the road, and that's frightening. Yolanda would go, ah! But we're both, So being aware of reality actually keeps us safe.
Indeed.
Right. So when reality is a forefront in our mind and our understanding, we do actually feel safe because we know what's going down. We know how to handle it. We know the set and setting and what's going on. When we're unafraid is because what we've done is we have predicted disaster.
Oh, when we're
may or may not be true.
Yeah.
But of course, if you're driving down the road and you're about to go off it,
please
turn the wheel. That's what you would do with your own consciousness. You would say, okay, I'm about to go off a cliff here. And if I can catch myself, I'm safe because God is here. God is here. Reality is here.
Like turning the wheel back onto the road,
Yeah.
you can switch your consciousness back
as soon as you find out.
Yeah.
Without anything. I mean, and did I beat myself up for another half hour, hours and hours after like wanting to look at this really pretty house, nestled amongst, whatever. It was like, of course not. I didn't, we don't do that again. So the next
wait a minute. This is awesome. I mean, I want to read the
read
part
prayer
of it because it's really beautiful. Okay, so it says, "Your peace surrounds me, Father.
Your peace.
Where I go, your peace goes with me.
It has to.
It sheds its light on everyone I meet. I bring it to the desolate and lonely and afraid. I give your peace to those who suffer pain or grieve for loss or think they are bereft of hope and happiness. Send them to me, my Father. Let me bring your peace with me. For I would save your son as is your will, that I may come to recognize myself."
It's the Bodhisattva vows. You're me, and I'm you. I am here to be the presence of love and light.
Yeah.
I am here to be the example of what is real.
I love that. That's so awesome.
And I can recognize what is real in you.
Yeah.
Because what is real in me is the same that is real, period, in you, in me,
and all living beings.
And the guy running the lawnmower.
Did y'all hear the lawnmower?
The lawnmower.
He was cutting the grass. You didn't hear it? Oh, okay. Oh, goodness.
So the next lesson 246 in this series from a couple of days for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is to love my Father is to love his Son.
Yeah.
Right. If you love God, you love the God that's the life that's in everyone, then you would say, why isn't this lovable? Like, why do I have difficulty? Or why do I say that this isn't lovable in this form, but God is lovable in this form? It says, to love my Father, if I'm going to say, I love God, I love God, I love God, but I really enjoy torturing, cats or whatever like that. That's we can't do that. You can't say. She's asking you to be consistent with your word and to be consistent with your actions. To love my Father is to love my Son. And we just said forgiveness. I have to, in order to see what's real, I have to forgive the world for the way it is and share the love of God. And then she says, and then the next thing is, I love the world, and that's I love myself. I love my like Rhoda and in the mornings. I love my consciousness.
I love that.
I love my consciousness, and my consciousness is you share it with me, right? It's our consciousness. It's a togetherness thing.
It is,
right. It's a togetherness thing. We're doing this together.
Well, listen to what the first line says. So the lesson is 246. To love my Father is to love his Son. And the first line says it all. It says, let me not think that I can find the way to God if I have hatred in my heart. How simple is that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's totally simple.
Self-hatred.
Yeah.
Hatred for others.
Yeah.
Hate for the way things are.
Yeah.
Just like, but there's adrenaline there, right? Isn't it? Doesn't it present itself as powerful?
Oh yeah.
Doesn't anger and hatred and resentment really present as like powerful tools for change?
And it's just not.
And they're not. It's really, it's been one of the most profound things that A Course in Miracles has given me is the ability to walk away from a conflict.
Oh, yeah.
And not have it like I need to resolve it. I need to figure it out right then and there. It's like, oh, I've stepped into something I'm really ignorant about, right? Because it's not going well.
And you don't have to contribute,
and I don't have to believe it. So I can say when I'm finding myself going down the road I don't want to experience, I pull back and stop a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Because of this.
Yeah, this is. Good.
I don't like the feeling of having hate on my heart, and the getting more and more and more subtle in my ability to recognize when even the lightest resentment comes about.
Oh yeah.
Even when the slightest discomfort comes about this should not be right. That the smallest turn away from the light, I catch it sooner and sooner. And that's what this is about. I want to love the world. That's really what I want to do. What stops me from loving the world is believing that it should be
something else.
My desire for something else. Yeah. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. What's the next?
Let me not think I can find my way to God if I have hatred in my heart. That's just great.
Peace in my mind.
Well, peace in my heart brings peace to my community. Peace in my community brings peace to my city. Peace to my city brings peace to my state. Peace to my state brings peace to the country and peace to the world. So let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And that is so powerful.
I mean, really.
Well, and that was another thing that we talked about in the retreat, because Regina was really, we were talking about world issues and things that really tend to hurt us in ways that we can't understand sometimes, and she really emphasized that when you change your mind and your thoughts, that it has such a powerful effect on the world, in the vibrational field around us. So it was just a lovely.
That's why cities have a feeling and a vibe. Towns have a feeling and a vibe. Yeah. You ever walk into like somebody's house and going, "Oh my God, I love it here."
Yeah.
Or you walk into somebody's house and going, "Oh my God." We've probably done both things, right? Because you turn around and goes, like that little meme where a little baby goes around the corner. He goes, "No." So it's like, no, so we do recognize this principle. We immediately understand this principle. So why do we think that it's just happening willy-nilly around us? That it's just happening to us, whether it's something that we contribute to, or we're actually helping create the local vibe.
Yeah,
right.
And the local
vibe always are responsible for the local vibe. We're the locals.
Yeah,
Right.
So we're sharing the local vibe here, which is really tranquil.
Yeah,
it's really lovely. So today's lesson is lesson 247.
There we go. It's this all leading up to
today, which says, "Without forgiveness, I will still be blind."
Remember from the 2 lessons ago, where she says you can't see if you aren't willing to see things as they are. If you cannot see things as they are, you can't even see.
So listen to the prayer today. So would I look on everyone today. My brothers are your sons. Your fatherhood created them and gave them all to me as part of you and my own self as well. Today, I honor you through them, through all of us, and thus I hope this day to recognize myself, capital S. Lovely. As I look upon you with the love that I know you are and that I have in me, I see my true self,
It's our community.
Yeah.
It's an us thing.
It is.
It's an us thing.
It is lovely, a lovely us thing.
That's why why we love big families and carnivals and getting together and go. And I mean, what other people goes to pay $15 to go sit in a room quiet with 100 other people, just sit quietly in a room.
Oh, to see a movie? You mean like a play or something? Yeah, that's funny.
What are you gonna? You can see the same thing, but it's not the same, is it?
Yeah,
it's just not. It's just completely not the same.
Yeah.
Why is it the same? It's because the presence isn't there. She's really asking you to think about what a locality is, what a presence is. What do the trees feel like? What does the woods feel like? What does your room feel like? What does the kitchen feel like? What does this restaurant feel like? How am I in touch with this learning device? At all times. Like, how do I feel when I'm around you? How do I feel? What am I being prompted to do? What information am I getting? It's supposed to be that I'm forgiven and completely safe, and that I'm communing with my own self. That's
lovely.
What she wants us to get to. So if you aren't experiencing this deliciousness of sharing our presence with each other, we don't really understand. We aren't seeing. We don't actually see what's happening. Just a way of thinking. Just a way of thinking about it. That it's all important, and there are no little moments. Right? There are no inconsequential things. It's like nothing. It's like, oh, it doesn't matter today.
Oh, but it does.
Oh, but it does.
Right? It matters to me for sure, because it's just wow to sit here and feel the breeze coming by, and just knowing that we are one with all of this.
So speaking of one with all of this, why don't you lead us in a little bit of a meditation?
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna do our circle of love meditation. Like I said, I forgot to bring my bell. So I will just ding, and we'll breathe 3 times, and we'll release on an Om the last time. And then we'll just have a little meditation, and then Sina will share one of my videos, so music videos. So here we go. Ding! 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 And once again, on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in the Awakening Together Sanctuary, you and I and all of us listening together on the radio or seeing it later on YouTube, all of us together are creating this circle of unconditional love. And today is especially wonderful to me because we're including our nature friends in our circle of love. We're including all the animals and the trees and the mountains and the sky and the man who is mowing the lawn in the cemetery over here, and just knowing that we're all connected together. And so in this circle of love is especially joyful today. And we also know that it includes the things in our lives that are not so joyful to us. So in this circle of unconditional love, we accept everything that we like and everything that we do not like. And we know that it is here to teach us and to help us grow. And so today, I say, blessed be. All life is one. Everything in life is holy. Thank you. Amen. A human. Blessed be, and so it is. Yeah, yeah. Just fixed it.
Hey! Yeah,
Thank
we love
you,
that.
Lana. Thank you.
I just took you to Argentina to Carnival there for a little while. You know,
a little bossa nova for you.
I know we're wearing too much clothes for that song.
Wow. That just feels, it just feels how I feel today. So I just wanted to share that with you. Yeah.
We are blessed.
We're
blessed in our own lives. I'm grateful that I can share the blessings with you. Today, if you do the math, for 12.8 pages a week and reading the Course in Miracles every year, which is 669 pages, divided by 52, you'll come up with.
How about that?
Times, I think we're on 32, 34, week 32, 34. You'll find yourself in chapter 21. And that is chapter 21 is about creating group goals. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be working with other people to do what?
Ta-da.
Your mission in life,
today,
if you choose to accept it, is to work with others for your own learning and fulfillment.
Yay.
Okay, teach peace to know peace, right? And whatever. So this is the chapter 20 is.
Well, we're in 21.
21, yeah. So 20 is about group dynamics, and 21 is about group goals.
Oh, cool. Okay,
this goal of oneness and things like that. So, and this is section 7. We're done.
So it's chapter 21. Reason and perception is the title of the chapter, and we're in section 6 actually. The function of reason. So it's interesting that we're talking about reason when I was, talking about what Regina set out. Is this a fact? Is this a belief? Or is this imagination?
Right.
So I thought that was really,
we have faculties, and she reminds us in this that reason isn't a tool of the ego.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
So if you're using logic and reason, I mean, that's why they teach this stuff in like debate schools and all of this, because it's a good way of finding out and interrogating the integrity of an idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Cool. Got
is this a fact? Is this a story?
Is this belief or an imagination or a story?
And the big guy in the ancient world that was so about reason. Man is a reasonable beast. is Euripides.
Right.
Euripides from school,
right?
But his favorite, one of his famous quotes is, "Talk sense to a fool, and he calls you foolish."
From Euripides.
From Euripides the Bacchae. But do you understand? To talk sense to a fool, he calls you foolish.
The fool calls you foolish.
The fool calls you foolish.
If you're talking to
Have you ever tried to explain something to a child and that's really true, and the child goes, "You're just being stupid. Or you're being mean," right? But you're not. But the child can't conceive that it's actually that way. So they calls you stupid because they can't see it. This is our own brain. This is what kind of like, God is doing this, saying, "Don't you see this? Don't you see that?" We go, it can't be that way. It just can't be that way. I'm not safe. Look around. That's us. We're the little kid arguing with God saying this can't be this way, right? So Euripides says, feel this, you can use in the course. It says use your reason, use them, or like if you're my mother, Julie Ganaway, she goes, use the sense God gave you.
The sense God gave. Cute.
So there's about 10 paragraphs. It's really cool, and it's all about using reason to get on the other side of whatever difficulty you're having, fear, all this. So what is this reason that the ego cannot use, and how do we recognize it and use it in order to prove what is true? So
awesome. We're going to read selections from these different paragraphs, but if you have a question or anything like that, Lana, if you want to, we're going between screens, so if you have a question or something, just unmute and ask. So we're going to start Chapter 21, Reason and Perception, Section 6, The Function of Reason, and it goes like this. Perception selects and makes the world you see.
She's setting up the what she wants to talk about. Okay.
Perception is a choice and not a fact.
How you see the world isn't the way the world is.
I know. Your perception is not a powerful contribution to the truth, which is another thing in A Course in Miracles, another little thing in Course in Miracles that we love. So anyway, she says here, perception is a choice and not a fact. For on the voice you choose to hear and on the sights you choose to see depends entirely on your whole belief in what you are. Perception is a witness to this and never to reality.
Right. You only ever. So this is something she really wants us to understand, especially if we're going to be working with others, especially if we're going to be coming with others to do a group project or to build a house or create a church or do anything.
Yeah.
We must really understand that as a group, our goals need to be based in what is real. And not what we just think is true. We perceive what we believe. So you can tell what kind of group you are, what kind of direction you're going, if you examine the perceptions that the things that they're calling or that we're calling true, in fact, that are not not in actuality facts. So we perceive what we believe, and there are only two messengers. We learned this in like chapter 3. There are only two messengers. One, we send it into the world and says, prove to me that I live in a broken world. And that, the Course in Miracles calls this the voice for death, or the voice of death. It is the voice of the material world, that all things come and go. It's the voice of death and destruction and decay. Okay? The other voice, the two messengers, and we have them both. We could listen to them both. The other voice is actually the voice of whole and completeness. It speaks in a voice that is not lacking, that is not missing anything. And a lot of books you call it the still small voice for God.
Yeah.
So it's the voice of reality. It's the voice of what works. Okay. And she gives us a couple of reminders in this paragraph. She goes, perception tells us where what we believe is, and tells us, where and what we believe. And and also we only ever experience what we ask for. So the inanimate objects don't have wills.
Right.
Okay. The material world does not have agency.
Oh, agency.
It does not have agency. The rocks and the trees and the bugs and the bees are not out to get you.
Right.
Right. The world isn't configured to give you that your suffering is so valuable to the world that we must make sure that you have a rotten day. This isn't true. We act like it. Maybe I can act like that. What I experience is only thing I've ever asked for. And we, as a community, like I was talking about the vibe, we're the one that's creating the conditions for what I experience. Yeah. I only ever experience what I ask for. If I've experienced it, I've asked for it. So is my neighbor. Yeah. We did this. This is what we did. We created that. This is so the promise, she goes, okay, if you can differentiate these two, the voice of the broken world to the voice for God, right? And you remember that perception tells you you're only ever looking at your belief, and you're only ever looking what you asked for and worked for. She gives you a promise. She gives you a couple of them. She goes, this practice will teach you the conditions of the awareness of reality. Teach me to recognize quickly the conditions of peace. And here's the funny part, what she says. She goes, and it'll teach you where it never is.
Oh, where peace never is?
It never is, and where peace can never be.
That's true. It will.
This may or may not be something that you're really interested in, but it will tell you this is never going to work out. The ability to quickly pull the plug and stop investing your attention on what doesn't work.
Good idea.
That's the lesson, right?
We've got something in the chat here. Let's see.
All right.
Oh, which section? Oh, okay. Did you get it? Did you get it, Lana? Okay.
So it is 20. 1, section 7.
Oh no, section 6.
Now, I'm working from a PDF. So it's chapter 21, reason and perception, and the section I'm working for is the function of reason.
Right.
Some PDFs and copies of this include the introduction as the first section, and then it starts at 1, or then it starts at 2, and other books say it starts at 0 and then 1 and 0, 2, or whatever. So that's what it is, the function of reason.
So we hope you got it.
So they're all
okay, cool.
So
all right. And I want to, before we move on, I know, but this is hand in hand with what we were talking about at the retreat. It's just so amazing. And of course, Regina's shared this particular thing I'm going to share many times, and many of us know it. However, with this particular Course in Miracles lesson, it lines up completely. What I think, I see. What I see, I experience. What I experience, I think.
You see, you heard the loop of experience in that, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. The loop of exactly. It's amazing, right? I know. We keep it going with our,
our beliefs and our actions. It's actions that keep it,
because we experience
it, and then we act it out, and then we believe it and do it, and do it again, and call that reality.
So let's see what the Course says is reality. Okay, so this is paragraph 2, and it says reality needs no cooperation from you to be itself.
I know. She's a little snarky.
Hey George, how you doing?
No, reality doesn't need anything from you to be reality, right?
That cracks me up.
Isn't that comforting? Is that comforting? I said, like, really comforting.
Yeah,
it doesn't rely on me waking up on the right side of the bed, in order for things to go all right. Reality's out of my hands, and I'm really grateful for that. But I do feel like I contribute something. Don't I contribute something?
You contribute what you think you see, and what you see you experience, and what you experience.
I'm contributing to the vibe in the presence that I'm living in. Very true.
Of course. Okay, so reality needs no cooperation from you to be itself, but your awareness of it needs your help. Yes, it does, because it is your choice.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Listen to what the ego says and see what it directs you see, and it is sure you will see yourself as tiny, vulnerable, and afraid. Right. If you let the ego talk to you that way. There is another vision. Now we're in paragraph 3. There is another vision and another voice in which your freedom lies.
2 messengers, remember?
Awaiting your choice.
Again, it's a choice.
And if you place your faith in them, you will perceive another self in you. This other self sees miracles as natural. Miracles are natural. Miracles are natural.
They are simple.
Miracles are natural.
And as natural as breathing to the body.
Ooh, I want to shout. Miracles are natural. Miracles are natural. And now we're in paragraph 4. You do not realize the whole extent to which the idea of separation has interfered with reason.
Okay, now took 4 paragraphs, but now she's saying, this is why reason is important. Right? Because if you're making your world, your perception, she gave you this whole lesson on projection and perception, and how we make reality together. And then she says, there's the fundamental tool, or really appropriate tool for realizing that you believe you're separate from everybody else is reason, which is a little unusual. If you can talk yourself into being afraid, she's kind of saying that you can talk yourself out of it.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, you can actually, can't you? Yeah. So you do not realize the whole extent to which the idea of separation has interfered with reason. Reason lies in the other self you have cut off from your awareness.
The Holy Spirit.
Right.
So there's two voices, the 2 selves. Either we identify with the ego, which is the voice of decay and material in the material world.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just what's happening. It's always saying I'm dying, because it's true. And this is the choice we have about what to believe, what voice we're having. What do you want to have faith in? Believe reality. You need help. the belief in reality is that you need help. And so you place your attention in, I don't know what's happening. I'm upset. I obviously am wrong. So I'm willing to have help.
Yeah.
Right? The help is out there. I'm safe, right? I can ask for help. Well, the other choice is the belief in the ego.
Broken world. Yeah.
Which is the belief in the broken world, that you can't have what you want. It's going to take too long. It's too hard. And the way that you're set up, you can't have it. This is the way it is. I experienced that. I know what that's like. And she said the awareness of reality is one of two things. Either you're experiencing separation or you're experiencing togetherness. Oh. And the togetherness is this vision, is this one mind. That's how you can tell it's togetherness. It's like, oh, we're going to be so happy, instead of, oh, I'm going to have everything. You say, oh, we're going to be happy, or I can't wait to, do this or be a part of this. It's a collection. It's always joining. It's always the resistance to joining. Yeah. So separation or togetherness, the broken world or the one mind. And the promise is you get, look, this is skills development. You get good at that and you start to reap the rewards of it, right? So the promise is you normalize miracle mindedness. Right? You normalize expecting miracles because they're so simple and they're so natural. They just happen to you all the time.
They're like breathing. Breathing is a miracle. Think of that.
I know, because it doesn't have to happen. And this seeing as one mind is healing. Correct perception is healing. Yeah, because you see what is real, which is the oneness, wholeness, and completeness. Yeah, and another thing Regina said was, or was mentioned in Anne and Regina were talking about, was the awareness of your thoughts brings healing to them. Yeah, just the very awareness of it. That's how powerful our thoughts are. Right. That's how powerful our mind is. That's how powerful our attention is. Like, and we keep throwing it away. We say, oh, what I think and what I do and what I believe doesn't matter. I'm just one really incredibly good-looking, incredibly smart guy in Wyndham, Vermont. How much impact can I have on the world? Actually, a lot. How about that? Because I am powerful. We are, because I contain multitudes. Because I am not separate from God. I have all. If God has any of it and all of it, I have in any of it and all of it. Right? Yeah. So that's why it's important to be willing to be present. Right. Be willing to be taught, and be willing to take action on what you're taught. Right. Be willing to be present. Be willing to be taught, and be willing to take action. On what you've been taught. Skills development. You're getting smart. I do this because it feels good. Not because I'm, because the pay here sucks. You're silly. Because this isn't transactional, right? Because I'm not in a paradigm. I'm not approaching this as a way of getting. Right. I'm approaching with this a way of sharing, which is sharing is actually how I acquire and learn and grow and heal. I can't in a transactional relationship. Right. I can't. So here we go. Yeah. We're on paragraph 5. God's plan for your salvation could not have been established without your will and consent. Right. See, this is where she's saying you are safe. You do have the ability to do all of this. The will of God must be in you now, being eternal. Your reason's alien nature to the ego is proof you will not find the answer there in your ego. God's plan is simple, never circular, and never self-defeating. He has no thoughts except the self-extending. Just what you just said. Like God's plan is self-extending, right? Acceptance of what is. It's the belief, faith, and the voice for God. Now you're going to look at that and it goes, and the Course calls that, the ego says that that's an alien that's in your body. That God's an alien, that you've been possessed by an alien, and that this is not okay. This belief in the face for God, it looks like an alien nature, because when somebody to the ego, and now I think you probably might even know this concept as well. When people are really, really, really eccentric,
like us, perhaps.
The more eccentric that you get, like the more for us is like meeting and being with somebody who is has that eccentricity. The belief in the faith, and it's like, oh, I'm letting my alien nature out. I'm being completely honest about who I am and what I'm feeling and what I like. I'm sharing with you the most at the highest skill level I can.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what kind of eccentric kind of means to me these days. So the question becomes, why are you unaware of what is so? What causes us to not want to be here? Now, I'm not going to answer that question. That's something we're doing all the time. If you're uncomfortable, the answer is we have a desire for something else. And it's called the faith in the broken world. And each of us has their own version of that. And so the promise is there is part of you that does know how to do this, that is miracle mindedness. So don't fret too much about it. You're already at the ability to do that.
Absolutely.
Read the next bit.
Okay, so here we are. Now we're in paragraph 7. Where would the answer be but in the source, capital S? And where are you but there, where this same answer is?
Oh!
Your identity, as much a true effect of this same source as is the answer, must therefore be together and the same.
Okay.
Oh, yes, you know this, and more than this alone. She actually said that. Oh, yes, you know this, and more than this alone. Reason is a means that serves the Holy Spirit's purpose in its own right. Yes. For reason is beyond the ego's range of means. Wow, that is so cool. That's really cool.
It's good. It's good to know that you can rely. You can fall back on. Okay, is this a fact? Is this a
yes?
Just like
is this a fact? Is this a belief, or is this my imagination?
Right. Yeah. So he says the answer is, of course, always we are source. The answer is, what is going on? I'm doing it. I'm creating the conditions for my experience. I'm doing this. We're participating in its creation, right? Our identity as that power, our identity as the miracle, our identity as the love we're sharing, our identity as self-expansion. Reason, I'm going to give you the Merriam-Webster's definition of reason. It's just kind of interesting at this juncture. It's the power of comprehending, inferring, or thinking in especially orderly, rational ways. Okay? Go. So this is the proper exercise of your mind. Okay? Yeah. And the synonym for reason is sanity and intelligence. Things that you're born with. You are sane. You may not always act like it, but you are sane. You do. There's a part somewhere in you. A little bit. I've got some sanity. I've got some sanity left. And you are intelligence. You can reason with your own mind. You can look at it. Say, this is really what I want. This is really what I'm moving. What direction am I going? All right. With this last bit, we're about down here.
Yeah, and then we're going to play another song.
Yep.
Okay, so here we are on paragraph 8. Faith and perception and belief can be misplaced.
Faith and perception and belief
can be misplaced.
And we know that, right?
There is no reason in insanity, for it depends entirely on reason's absence. The ego never uses it because it does not realize that it exists. The part of mind where reason lies was dedicated by your will in union with your fathers to the undoing of insanity. Reason is alien to insanity, and those who use it have gained a means which cannot be applied to sin. Knowledge is far beyond the attainment of any kind, but reason can serve to open doors you closed against it.
Isn't that beautiful? So not only does reason going to give you the ability to talk yourself out of bad behavior, right? Reason has the ability to help you create the conditions in which knowledge dawns on you.
That's awesome.
You get the solution.
Mm-hmm.
You have, you know,
and
where
that's
you
a
go.
miracle.
And it's like it just pops in.
It's
right?
like a miracle.
Everything like last week, everything falls into place.
Mm-hmm.
So use reason as a tool of self-inquiry. Recognize your own madness and transform it into sanity. Reason helps us recognize what we value, what we believe, and what we desire, and helps us, like, say, evaluate it for our own health. And good news, it's outside of the ego.
Yeah.
It can actually use, it's a tool we can use to examine the ego, because the ego can't see this. And a couple of reminders that reason can help you stay sane, that reason sets the conditions for knowledge, and that knowledge cannot be acquired. It can only be experienced because you set the conditions for it, because knowledge is real and it doesn't change. So reason means opening the doors to vision, opening the doors to letting the Holy Spirit see for you. So read this last bit and we're done.
Okay, the very last thing we want to share from this chapter is this. Faith and belief upheld by reason cannot fail to lead to changed perception. And in this change is room made way for vision. Vision extends beyond itself, as does the purpose that it serves and all the means for its accomplishment.
Change your mind. Change your mind. Use reason to change your mind, and you will see the promises that reality is here to be experienced. My name is Reverend Glen Ganaway, and I'm your favorite anarchist preacher. This is the love of my life, the Reverend Yolanda, and you're listening to Church with a 2-Drink Minimum.
And today we have Gatorade.
Yeah, it's actually just vodka filled up with a.
It is not. Trust me. It is Gatorade. Oh goodness.
Okay, play us out, Sina. We really appreciate it.
Here we go.
My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength. My hands, my feet, my everything. I give to Holy Spirit to bring miracles and blessings. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Yeah. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Miracles will come to me. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. Miracles will come to me. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Yeah. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. We are free. We are free. Let go of grievances, and we are free. My heart, my soul, my mind, my strength, my hands, my feet, my everything. I give to Holy Spirit to bring miracles and blessings. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. Miracles will come to me when I forgive the world. When I let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. Let go of grievances, just a little bit of willingness to accept forgiveness, and we are free. We are free. We are free. voices, and we are
Yay! So glad you decided to join us here in lovely downtown Windham, Vermont.
We're really thrilled that you were here today. Thank you. I know it's a holiday weekend, and we really appreciate seeing you. And we'll be back next time. So just in case some of you said the volume was low at the beginning, in case you want to see the video again, you can go to yolanda.net/letgo. It's all one word, LETGO. And it's actually a 15-minute mini documentary because we filmed it the day of the Charlottesville riots, that we didn't know it was going on at the same time, but we did. We filmed it the day of the Charlottesville riots, and we did a whole conversation with the cast members about what forgiveness means to them. And it's very good if you'd like to see it. So anyway,
they're all interesting people.
All
of those people are very interesting people.
So thank you for joining us.
Love you.
And we'll see you next Sunday.